and also pertaining other services and social amenities. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Sarah Kemunyi, you've enjoyed the county assembly for the last 5 years. What bills have you sponsored the county assembly for the period of time in the county assembly?
Thank
Give the specific names of the bills that you think you have sponsored or you've had your hand in them.
Thank you. During my 5 years term in the county assembly, one, I've been able to bring that motion of integration of our special kids in public schools. And I've been able to support motion. I was chosen to second a motion made by Honorable Duta on issue of provision of sanitary towels, free sanitary towels to our girls in primary school. I'm the one who seconded that motion, which passed, and it has been implemented. During my term, I was able to support the motion that was laid by Honorable Benson on issues pertaining ECD classes. And it was supported in the county assembly, and it passed, and it has been implemented. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rufus, how do you relate legislation and contact with the Mwihoko residents? How do you relate legislation with contact with Mwihoko residents?
Baadhi ya sheria ambazo zinatungwa huko kwa assembly zinaandamana na manufaa kwa wananchi ambao wanahusika. Kwa hivyo zile sheria ambazo ziko pale zitaamua kama ni mzuri kwa wananchi wa Mwihoko kunawiri katika mazingira yao au ni ya kukandamiza. Kwa hivyo wananchi wa Mwihoko wanafaa kupata sheria ambazo zinawafaa vizuri, kwa sababu uchumi wao au uchumi wa Mwihoko inategemea sana sana na zile sheria ambazo ziko huko. Kwa hivyo itakuwa ni jukumu langu kama kiongozi kufika pale niweze kushikana na the like-minded legislators ama MCA ambao tutashirikiana tutunge sheria ambazo zitakuwa favorable kwa kila mwananchi hapa Mwihoko, ili wananchi waweze kuimarika katika hali zao. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Mary Nduta, should you get to office, how will you ensure as a woman the 2/3 matters legislation in our constitution is achieved?
Thank you, moderator. Me as a woman, I've been there fighting for the gender, and I know where a woman is, there is power. So I will include women in every committee so that they can help me on proceeding with everything in Mwihoko. The other thing, in every group of a woman, I'm going to help them so that they can get the funds from the government, and they'll be able to move on with whatever they are doing. The other thing, I'm going to take care of the women so that they can be able to to take their children at school, because I've been dealing with single mothers. And the single mother I'm talking about, it's those single mothers who are not married and also who are left by their husbands. So I've been dealing with them, and I know I'm going to continue because I have a heart for them. And I know they are going to be okay in my ward. Thank you very much.
Mr. James Kamau. What level of expertise do you feel you will enhance in the legislative aspect that will concern the residents of Mwihoko in the assembly?
Come again?
In your field of expertise, what do you feel you will need to enhance, or how will it help you enhance in the legislation aspect in matters that will affect positively the residents of Mwihoko?
Thank you so much, moderator. Hebu niseme kama vile nilikuwa nimesema, I've worked with Minister of Health, particularly Kenyatta Hospital, for many years, and I've walked all through areas of Mwihoko, and I've seen they don't have any government-sponsored health center. Hiyo ningependa kuileta nikitumia ujuzi wangu yule nimepokea hiyo miaka yote nimefanya, such that we will not be traveling far seeking for treatment. So I will work with the men in Mwihoko tupate shamba na tuweze kuweka kitu kama clinic kama hospitali, so that if you go to the governor or to the government, they will provide health workers from the Ministry of Health. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Waroe. How will you execute contact consultation on issues, matters, legislation within our ward that will affect us or impact us positively in the county assembly?
Thank you. Number one, our registration comes, number one, either to support or to spoil your people. As an elected MCA, I will make sure I have tabled motions that supports and help our people. For instance, my number one motion, which I wish I can get this chance and table it, is about funding. Our county government runs a budget of 15 billion. And out of that budget, you find that education is only given 60 million in the whole county, 1 million per ward. So my first motion is to ensure that we get around.
Are the 2 minutes done? 30 seconds, finish 30 seconds. No, finish 30 seconds. I give you. No. Mr. Aroy, I'm just allocating you 30 seconds. So you might 1 minute. Finish, get a mic and do it in 1 minute. You can have mic.
One minute, 30 seconds. Yes, thank you. Oh my God. Now, I was saying, how I wish I get elected, because the first motion to table is about education or bursary funding. The county runs a budget of about 15 billion per year, but it allocates only 60 million in bursaries, where 1 million goes to every ward. So I will ensure and table a motion in whichever way it will be understood or agreed to be passed, whether hata kama ni kupanda juu ya meza, but we make sure we increase the fund up to 5 million, because whatever is affecting our people is the matters they don't have enough fund to educate their kids. You find you are giving bursary 3,000 per kid. That will be number one. Number two, related to my economic on land, I will register to have a special water meters for the people who are doing farming. Because as we speak now, even the World Food Program is encouraging every government to invest and invest a lot on food. So I'll also table a motion to ensure that we have a special water meter for the people who are doing farming. The third one is to ensure that we have a dispensary in every ward, because health is another key issue. And in Mwihoko, with a population of about 40,000, we still don't have a dispensary. So help me, God, to table those motions and they get passed to come and help and support Mwihoko residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Jacqueline. I am sure by now you've acquainted yourself to the basic legislation process. How will you involve the common Mwananchi from Mwihoko in the legislation process?
Thank you very much. Legislation in concern with the people, number one, there is one group that is very underrated by the government. That is men from 36 years where the youth are not included. So I'll make sure within the first 77 days of my election, I'll ensure that I'll table a motion whereby the government needs to consider these people who are aged between 36, especially men, because we have all women are included. We have an inclusion of women, youth, and old people. But men above 36 do not have anywhere to go. So it's like they start their death penalty from 36 years because the government does not recognize them. So that is one important motion that I'll table in Parliament, that they need funds. Because some of these people never got the opportunity or the chance to get the funds, whether when they are young or when they are at a later age. So I'll make sure I table a motion in Parliament whereby they can access funds to open up businesses, to continue stabilizing their economic backgrounds. That is one of the most important. That is, I think, one of the most and only thing that I need, I think, to work on, so that our young men and women from 36, because they are still young, from 36 years old and above, need to get funds. Number two, I'll also table a motion whereby Mwihoko needs security on the fresh water. So I'll make sure I'll liaise with the county government, that is from the governor to the senators and everyone who's elected, so that our public utilities, that is the water, the main thing, that is the fresh water, can be stable and no pipes can be taken out of Mwihoko because of my legislation. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Benson, what do you think is the first bill you will sponsor in Bunge that will affect us positively?
Asante sana. Kwanza, najua watu wa Mwihoko mtanichagua. The first bill nitatable ni about construction. Mujengo huku Mwihoko. Kule county, kuna bill ama ukienda kujenga kwako paka mtaro ya gate, kanjo wanakuja kutusumbua. The first thing I'll table that ni eti tukue na engineer wenye wanakuja kuangalia the construction which is going there. Maybe your construction ni around 120,000, but you are supposed to pay barua za 200,000. It doesn't make sense. That's the first motion nitaeka. Ya pili, it's about bursary. Our population iko too high. We get 1 million annually. Yet you are serving around so many people in my ward. I'll make sure that our bursary increase na iende juu ndio kila mtu aweze kupata haki yake. Thank you very much.
Asante. I welcome the next moderator. Thank you.
It's a great thing you're doing, and I'm happy that we are going well. Now, our candidates, we are going to use employment or unemployment. Either way, it is about youth getting jobs or not getting them in your leadership when you get elected. Now, let me start with a random person. Now I'm going to start with Rufus Munyiri Mwangi. Kindly come forward. Mr. Mwangi, do you believe youth in Mwihoko are suffering from unemployment? If you do, just 3 ways that you're going to go about in the county assembly to save them from unemployment.
Asante sana. Kwanza kabisa wanalika ama youth wanapitia changamoto sana, na si ati hawajasoma. Most of them have papers with them. Kwa hivyo itakuwa jukumu langu kuwa wa kuwajibika kwa ajili ya maslahi yao. Nikiwa MCA wa Mwihoko, nitahakikisha ya kwamba tumeanzisha miradi tofauti ambayo wanalika watakuwa involved in them in terms of management na hata utendakazi. Nitahakikisha hizo project kama ukuzaji wa mushroom, beekeeping, fish layering, hizo zote nimeweza kuanzisha hizo miradi ambazo zitahakikisha wanayuthi wetu wamepata nafasi ya kupata shilingi kwa mfuko yao. Another thing, katika kuondoa unemployment among Mwihoko youth, I ensure that through their groups, registered groups, nimeweza kuwaletea ama kuwawezesha kupata access ya mikopo ya serikali ambazo wanaweza jimundu in terms of businesses, hence job creation. Lastly, through the county government, though employment nowadays is a big challenge, I will ensure that if a chance arises for casual jobs at the county government, I will be in the first lane to ensure that at least in my 5 years term, nimeweza kuajiri wanalika kadhaa katika hizo sekta za serikali.
Asante sana, candidate Munyiri. Let me now go to Mr. Benson Kiarie, please. Come forward. Bwana Benson Kiarie, in regards to youth unemployment, first let me know whether you know the number of youths in according to maybe your statistics and the data collection, so that when you speak about how you are going to take care of that number, you give us specifics of what you are going to do in that around that number. Now, in relation to involving the Mwihoko people, besides lobbying in the county assembly.
Asante sana. Nafurahia sana kwa sababu youth ndio wameniweka mbele, being the leader. One thing, nikichaguliwa ama mkinichagua kama Benson Jongi Kiarie as an MCA, we'll have a social hall here in Mwihoko. Right now, we could not be suffering the way we have been suffering, going up and down. Thank to the owner of this building, to allow we come here and do the debate. One thing, we'll have a social hall in Mwihoko. Social hall will employ a lot of men and women in our ward. Secondly, it's about waste circulation. I was the admin of Talo Oil in Turkana back 2010 and 2013. I employ more than 3,000 young men and women kule Turkana about waste circulation, about the garbage. Huku mtaani kuna mitaro yetu yenye our youth need to be done. Let's not build nyumba za Kayole telling them tutawapeleka kule kwa county. Right now the work of MCA ni access roads zenye zimebakia huku. Me as Ben, I'll buy a cabro machine. When I buy a cabro machine, we identify our open space. Tutaandika vijana kadhaa wa kutengeneza cabro na mafundi wetu huko na mayouth wetu wa kuunda barabara. You employ more than 50%. Right now in Mwihoko, 70% of our youth are jobless. I have friends who are working with internet. I, Benson Jongi Kiarie, I will make sure that there is free internet around Kiriri, identify the places,
And our youth here in Mwihoko, they will make money through internet. It's there. It's working in another world. Mimi kama KRA, nahakikishia our youth, our wasanii, after I build our social hall, take it to the bank.
Thank you, Mr. Carrier. I know you have a lot, but because of the time constraints, you may not be able to express yourself in everything. Now, let me go to Mase Duta, please. Mase Duta, come forward. Mary Duta. Why am I reading it like Mase? Mary Duta. You are baptized a new name, but it's not a problem. Now I'm back to Mary Duta. There you are. Let me ask you, Duta. How do you relate with the youth of Mwihoko? And if you do relate with them, what are the issues they have brought to you that they would really want you to handle for them? And what are the strategies you are going to use to handle their situation of unemployment? Thank you.
Thank you, my moderator. Mimi kama mama, acha nitumie Kiswahili sasa. Mimi kama mama, mimi ni mama mlezi. Na kama nimelea hawa vijana, kwa kusema kweli huwa tunakaribiana nao sana. Kwa sababu huwa nawaelekesha na huwa nawaongelesha. Kwa hivyo najua kupitia vile tumekuwa tukikaa nao, na pia wakikuja kuniuliza maswali mingi kuhusu nilipitia wapi na waweza fanya nini, najua nitaweza kuwaleta karibu, kwa sababu kitu ya kwanza ndivyo uweze kukaa na vijana, lazima na wewe ukae kama kijana ili uweze kuwaelewa. Ile jambo lingine nitaweza kuwaonyesha vile watapata zile pesa ambazo ni za vijana. Maanake kama hapa kwetu nimejaribu kuongea na wengi sana, lakini hawajashikana. Kwa hivyo nitawaelekesha vile wataregister vikundi ili hii pesa inakuja kwa vijana, maanake imekuwa ikipotea, zinarudishwa na vijana wetu hawafaidiki. Jambo lingine about social hall, nitasukuma kwa sababu nimekuwa katika laini ya kutafuta mambo ya title deed kule Mwihoko 2, na najua kuna public utilities ziko. Nitajikakamua ili niweze kupata zile public utility, niweze kutafuta pesa tujenge social hall ili hawa vijana wetu, na natafuta watu ambao watawasaidia kujua vipawa zao. Tena nitatafuta watu ambao wako katika Mwihoko kwa sababu they are professionals, niweze kujua ile wako professional pande gani, ili wakati kunatokea kazi naweza kuongea nao, wanapatia vijana wetu kazi. Nitawakaribia ili nijue wamesoma mpaka wapi, ndivyo kazi ikitokea vijana wetu wanapata kazi. Nitafanya kitu inaitwa seminars, nitawapeleka seminars ili kila kijana akuwe akijua anatakana kukua na document gani, ili kazi ikitokea Mwihoko anaweza kupata hata kwa county. Asante sana.
You are most welcome. Thank you. Let me now go to Kiara. Come forward, please. Do you believe that Mwihoko youth have a capacity to be employed competitively within the world? And if you do you have a bill that you are intending to table in the county assembly to enhance the same? Kindly go on.
Thank you. Mwihoko residents, I stand before you. Mimi nikiwa mtetezi wa vijana, the youth, that is below that 5 years. I believe they are employable within the ward. And that's the reason why, just the other day, the issue of subdivision of our ward into small administrative units, which I have championed through the organization which is running Mwihoko. As a result, it will bring employment closer home. May it be education office, may it be DOs, that is sub-county directors' offices, they will all come here, and those are sources of employment. Now, about the bill, it is the aspect of localizing employment. Localizing employment in such that if it is Mwihoko or every unit in Kiambu, talk of buy Mwihoko, build Mwihoko. Instead of whereby we have people from afar coming to collect, for example, at Takataka, we have our locals collecting and it becomes source of employment for them, just at our doorsteps. And we are letting jobs go because of maybe lack of legislation at the county assembly, localizing some of these jobs. I will do that for Mwihoko. Two, there is the aspect of training, which our youth are lacking. I had earlier said that I will establish a VTI, or maybe lobby for establishment of VTI, vocational training institute, which is government funded in Mwihoko. This one will give them skills such that they become marketable. Three, there is marketing their talents. Marketing their talents in such that those talents that they have, how can we come up as residents and make sure that their talents, they are available in the national market? Let me say, when it comes to the issue of that marketing, personally, I promise Mwihoko residents, my own initiative, leave alone even the government, but that by the close of this year, I'll be having a studio for recording their talents up and running. Because I'm also learning an institution and I would want the children to enjoy because now we are going to CBC such that they can record their artwork there. Four, the issue of talent center, which is actually the social hall, where they can go and practice before going recording. Five, there is the aspect of their sports. Mwihoko Mutuya grounds here, we can upgrade it to a stadium level such that our young men can exploit their talents, especially in football and other aspects. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Kiara. Now, let me go to Sarah Kimunyi. Sarah Kimunyi, please come forward. Sarah Kimunyi, you have been a resident of this place for a long period of time, and that gives you a serious insight about the Mwihoko youth. What are the Mwihoko youth ailing from, and what is your intent once you are elected as an elected leader in the county assembly of Kiambu?
Thank you so much. Again, I repeat that as a palate in Mwihoko ward, I have a purpose that I'm committed to pursue in matters pertaining our youth. The challenge that we have, or what they are ailing on, is unemployment. This unemployment is the one that is leading to many of our youths involving themselves in drug abuse. And as a parent, I am ready to fight this battle to see that our youth get employment. One, I will introduce a forum where we can be inviting at a certain duration professional counselors to counsel our youth so that they accept themselves. Two, I will introduce a tournament in the games, football game, volleyball game, where our youth can be motivated. Because I realize that our youth are so much talented. We can produce the next Leonardo in Mwihoko ward because our kids are talented in football. I'm saying this with passion because I've been paying their bus fare to go for balls at different places, Loiro, Yedogori. So I mean what I'm saying. I will also encourage the garbage collection teams so that they get motivated, and at least I work with some.
I think we'll be having a time that you can see now from now. I don't want complaints. so that you can also see for yourself. We had that thought of having someone seeing the time clock, the clocking, but we realized it could distract somebody. If you wanted to be somewhere, maybe we can have it showing you the timing so that you can also be able to limit and know what to say and what not to say. Is that in order? Is that in order? Kindly one should come have a clock that you can be showing when it is starting, and then that is it. Let me go and I'm sorry, I am sure the time elapsed. So let's go to Mr. John Gekanga. John Gekanga, just a very precise question. We know that our youths are not in the status that we would want them to be today in regards to employment. Now, you could be having a business that you run that cannot accommodate all of them. But then, we have another channel of the county assembly whereby you can be able to lobby for that. Let me know and mention right here the bill you have in your head that you're going to present to the county assembly in maybe 90 days or maybe 3 months time.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Youth is one of the proportions in our population that takes around 30%. And this is a productive age that needs to be cared for in a big way. Pertaining your question, Mr. Moderator, on the bill, already I've prepared something well structured as a bill that I will present to the county assembly the moment I get my job done at county assembly. That is on youth empowerment. According to the regulations and articles in the county assembly, I know youth are actually factored in when you come now to tenders and contracts. At least the bill will focus on 10% of the tenders that will be given to the county assembly will be allocated to our youth. Number two, the question in part on the businesses which are supposed to be given to our youth and also empowerment. I want to give it as a highlight as an example. Personally, after identifying the needs and also the niche of this society, I have classified the youth into 3 categories. Category number 1, there are those who are educated and can manage to do some on-right jobs. And therefore, once I land at county assembly, I will lobby for 3 ICT hubs so that our boys and girls can undertake online jobs. Number 2, the cluster number 2, are the youths who require maybe to have short-skilled courses, which I'll make sure that I've lobbied for TVET course, which is fully equipped so that our youth can manage to get those courses. And number 3, I will put some into category of working on small and medium enterprises. Already, as an example, I've started with some. There is a group at 160 and also another one at Mwihoko 2 who are rearing pigs, which are already mature and almost ready for the market. There's another that is upcoming. We are already almost at the final stage.
Thank you so much. Because of the time constraints, once more, kindly accept the cutoff. Now, let me talk to Jacqueline. I got a question for you. Just a simple question. Why do you think you are the best advocate for youth in Mwihoko? Talk to them.
Thank you, Bwana Moderator. That's a very nice question, being directed to a fellow youth member. I'm also under that category. So I believe I have the best interest for the youth because I know the number and the data that needs help. I know they're educated, how many they are. I know they're uneducated. I know those who are being affected by drug and substance abuse. So I've been moving to clubs and other places where our youths have been training themselves in alcohol and depression, whereby we had a case, even some were committing suicide. So I believe I'm the best interest. I can be able to pass the message easily. I can be able to talk to them easily and bring them back to the table. These people are energetic, and they're people who have a lot of energy. So I believe I'm the best interest, just to talk to them, being able to access them, being able to help them like I've always done. So I think I'm the best candidate for this job when it comes to talking to the youth.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me have James Kamau come forward, please. Mr. James Kamau, do you believe you have personal skills that you can instill in the youngsters and maybe help them earn a life through your skills? If so, about how long do we wait to see the fruits of your skills in the youngsters? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. I have, as I said before, I have worked with the government for many years. I have talked to the youth in this village, and some have talked about our parents. We men who are the fathers of these children, we men who are the father and the parents of the children, we sometimes don't sit with them, talk with them about how life is outside there. When your son is through with Form 4, you sometimes forget about that person. You don't take him to college, you don't take him anywhere. And when he starts taking the drugs, you sometimes push him out of your house. This is not good. We would wish to comfortably be friends with our children. Wazazi tuko hapa, tuwe marafiki na watoto wetu, tuwe tunaongea na wao, na hata wakimaliza Form 4. Usione mtu ameaguka, amepata sijui D or so, kuna mambo unaweza kumpeleka mtoto wako afanye course fulani na fulani na atakiwa kusaidika. And again, be friends with them. Whatever you are doing in your place of work, kama ni business, involve that person. Na atakuwa mtu wa Quran more, na atakuwa mtu wa kuchukua hiyo business yao. Lakini sisi wazazi tunafanya the opposite. Tunasema this is our business, it's not involved with you. Na hiyo ni makosa sana. Make friends with your children. And again, we have Form 4s leavers who do not make it to universities. Quite a good number, they don't make it to universities. Na wanapotea hivi tu kwa drugs. Ningependa tukaweze kuwa na a polytechnic here in Mwihoko. Because of the population we have, we can get a polytechnic. And let our children have.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. James. Let me talk to Mr. Waroe. Mr. Waroe, please come forward. Now, we talk so much of youth empowerment. Now, explain to us and explain to your youth watching you how you are going to empower them. At the same time, what you are going to do in the parliament of the County Assembly of Kiambu to enhance their empowerment. How you will empower them, what you are going to do and enhance that empowerment through the parliament of the county government of Kiambu. Go ahead.
Thank you. Mwihoko resident, we all understand that youth consists 70% of our population. For me, I will not say a lot of what I will do, but what I have done. Number one, we have Kiserem Foundation Bakery, which I have assisted in making sure that they get a machine, a bakery machine. And on this coming Thursday, I invite all of you to come as we launch that project for Kiserem Foundation, where it has employed a lot of youth. That's number one. Number two, we have Mahera Gifted, where we have give them
a hatchery machine to make sure that they do a lot in poultry. A lot of youth are benefiting also from that. Number 3, I talked to the governor, the current governor, in presence of Githurai Kimbo father, Kenothia, and we talked about how we can have a pig slaughterhouse in Mwihoko. In 1/6 area, we have a 3-acre piece of land where we want to make sure that we make it a pig slaughter where a lot of our youth can get employment. Number 4 is about Juakali. We have a lot of youth who are doing mijengo, but there is no one who seems to talk about that sector or that department. We now see a lot of people coming from outside to come and work in Mwihoko. I will make sure that we have registered an association for those people to make sure that the people living in Mwihoko are the ones who are doing mijengo. About registration, during the previous government, we had a fund which was called Biashara Fund. But now it has not been utilized for the last 5 years. When I get into the parliament, if God wishes, I will make sure that we have utilized that fund to make sure that our youth get that fund and get it in full.
Hello, are we together? I want to go to the third session. And this one is going to encompass general questions. General in the sense that the questions that we've asked and you've answered, I'm going to pick questions from them. And one goes to Nduta. Kindly come forward. Kindly, in your own wisdom, tell us any public good that you have done for the people of Mwihoko.
Thank you, moderator. I am Mary Dutamaina. I robbed for the main road, which is the Rai Mwihoko Road. That was back in 2013. Again, I was included in building the chief camp where we started building. The other thing, I robbed for Mutuya plot when there were people who were to take it. The other thing, I'd been going for public participation wherever it's called. And I was there also when we were requesting for some sub-locations and locations. Again, I've been a community health frontier. I've been frontiering to give our children polio. I've been also meeting with our youth, talking to them and showing them the way. I have also registered so many groups of women by showing them what they can do. Thank you.
What is the current status in terms of health in this ward? In your own wisdom, if elected, what do you think needs to be done in terms of health? What is the current situation in terms of health? And in your own wisdom, what do you think you will do to enhance health in this county?
Thank you so much. The situation here in Mwihoko is, as far as health issues is concerned, is poor. We have people who have opened their private clinics, and they normally charge a lot of money for the patients to be attended to. We don't have any government or institute of health in Mwihoko. So there's, as far as health is concerned, it is not done well. When I am elected, I'll make sure that we have a dispensary here in Mwihoko. And I mean a dispensary is such that if you look at it from outside, it will look like it's a hospital. Nobody will be doubting what the building is for, but for hospital. The design, the interior design, I know people working here who have been working with the government hospitals. They can help us to design. If it is physiotherapy department, it will be designed by a physiotherapist. Occupational therapy department, it will be done by a physiotherapist department working in our hospitals here in Nairobi and Kiambu, and they are residents of this Mwihoko. So, if elected, I will start with a health center. If not one, two. And I know I will be in a position to design, or will be in a position to design one by our people working here. And then we will, or I will talk with the governor, who will be there by then, and then we will bring workers from government. God bless you.
Teacher George, kindly step forward. Being a teacher by profession, issues of mental health have gone high. Kindly tell us, if elected, how do you plan to tackle issues of mental health among the youth?
Thank you, Madam Moderator, for the good question, and also you have noted that is happening in our ward. Matters pertaining mental health, much of the population affected are the youth. Number one, once elected as the MCA, I make sure that I've come up with a platform for the youth who will be managed by the organizations which are here, e.g. faith-based organizations, the counselors, and if worst goes to the worst, I'll make sure that I've used the county management board on health to push for mental services which can be brought to the ground here at our ward. Secondly, all this is arising because of our youth being idle and not being engaged, because usually say an idle mind is a devil's workshop, and hence they get involved into drugs and secondly abuse. Therefore, I'll make sure that I've managed in the capacity that you are going to give me as an MCA via the county assembly, lobbying and advocacy, so that our youth can be managed here by making them busy through the collaboration of the county and also the groups which are here, so that it can be busy in the engagement of youth enterprises and also the funding that will make them become active. Thank you.
Benson, kindly step forward. Once elected, kindly give us one bill that you have that will change the health situation for this county.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. Venye nilisema kwanza, mukinichagua kama Benson Jongi Kiari, MCA candidate, the first bill nita support kule, I said about construction, but about health with BN Foundation. The way I told you, I've given more than 10 wheelchairs with BN Foundation. But about health, I'll make sure that we have a dispensary here in Mwihoko. It doesn't matter which government will come, but as long we have, the devolution is saying that we have a dispensary here in Mwihoko, we must have. And it also creates job to our youth. From pale kwa gate, paka kwa kuosha choo. It's also create job. About bill again, I will add something about bill. About there's, I will take it about main fund to the national government. We don't have men fund. We have women fund, youth fund, but we don't have men fund. But as Benson Jongi Kiarie, I'll table it, then it goes to the national government and it become a bill again. Thank you very much.
Mwendo, kindly step forward. What are your current thoughts in regard to infrastructure in this ward?
Thank you. Infrastructure, though, when we talk of infrastructure, it may not be necessarily roads. It may mean a number of things because there is a telecommunication, which we may talk of their infrastructure. But if infrastructure thereof means road network, which is fairly good as of now, but our feeder roads, they are in pathetic state of affairs, which you residents of Mwihoko, if you give me a chance to serve you, because I've demonstrated by one of the feeder roads that I've done myself, I've rehabilitated it, the Queen's Lane around Kizito area, then I will extend the same to other areas of Mwihoko. When there has been poor or shoddy work pertaining to our infrastructure, I've been the forefront in making sure that it is done. For example, we have Lower Mahera, which personally I facilitated through MRA to make sure that it was properly done. At the same time, just here in Mutirithia, when the Chinese were not making proper infrastructure, that corner there after the gate of Korea University, the residents there called me, and I went there and ensured I talked to the contractor such that they did what was expected of them. Therefore, when it comes to road network, I'll make sure that the infrastructure, most of the feeder roads, they're properly done, they're well marramed, they're well laid. There is the aspect of communication, which is maybe pertaining to communication in terms of Wi-Fi, which personally have offered infrastructure for the youth to use. Go to Tumaini High School right now. You meet a number of youth who are seated outside there using my own internet infrastructure to make sure that these jobs you're talking about, they're looking for them online, free of charge. I will extend the same to those other places. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah Wamboi, come. In your own wisdom, kindly tell us, how would you fund infrastructure in this project, this one? If elected, in your own wisdom, kindly tell us, how would you fund infrastructure in this one, differently than the way you've been doing it?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would want to say that in our Mwihoko ward, our feeder roads are pathetic, and when elected, I will lobby to see that our feeder roads are done. I will push in the county assembly so that we get the roads, we get provision to do malam roads, and because I've been there and I've seen, I have examples of some wards that has been able to do cable roads. I'll push for it, and I know I'll be able to make our roads better than they are today. Thank you.
Baroy, kindly step forward. Kindly tell us, how would you handle issues of drug, this one, among the youth? Drugs abuse.
Drug abuse. Thank you, Mwihoko residents. It is in record that we have doing, or I have been doing, mentorship among our youth. Drugs is a key issue which is disturbing everyone in our society now, and especially
around the area where we are. But now, we need to come to reality. I would not like to talk much about that line because I can see the security forces are here. But drug barons, those are huge people or rich people or risky people, the lines that we cannot touch. My solution, yeah, we need to be truthful to ourselves. Situdanganya utakuja kupigana na dawa na Amerika wameshindwa wanajenga ukuta. My solution to that is we train our kids the negative sides of drugs use. Let me tell you one story. 2019 we did mentorship. Around this area we happened to find 5 boys who are using drugs, using one, wanatumia shindano moja. Siku moja akaweka dawa mingi. So they had to be rushed to a certain hospital. They wekwe maji dilute. In that case, the doctor happened to find that out of 15 boys wala walikuwa wanatumia hiyo dawa, 5 of them were HIV positive. A true story. If you go, you'll get it. Through this shindano. We have started mentoring those boys. I think mentorship and training is the solution to kill these drugs. I want to thank, and allow me to mention her. One day we were doing mentorship, we found 2 girls who had used drugs a lot. But our area OCS took them 10 days to her house to mentor them till they changed. Now they are good girls, they don't use drug. So my solution to drugs is only about mentorship and training. This will come in line involving all the stakeholders from the churches and the society. We will have.
Thank you. Jacqueline, can you step forward? Should you get elected, kindly, do you have a bill that will tackle the issues of drug abuse? Should you get elected, do you have a bill that you have that could be tabled to handle the issues of drug abuse among the youth?
Thank you very much. Once elected, I'll make sure I go to parliament. I'll make sure I control the licensing of illicit brews and illegal drugs transportation in this county and this ward, especially Kiambu has been on the forefront, whereby we had programs like Soba, which didn't go so well. So I'm going to make sure I table another motion that will do so well. And I'll make sure I involve hospitals and also religious leaders, whereby we're going to sit down and discuss on the way forward and the best interest of our young people. Apart from unemployment, which has been a major issue where our youths have been involving themselves in drug and substance abuse, we are going to have this other issue whereby we have depression. So that's why we're going to bring in the people from the health sector and also from other sectors. So number 1, I'll table a motion whereby I'll ensure I control any licensing of any bar or any other entertainment joint so that we can have a reduced way in which our youth can be able to relax.
Thank you. Rufus, kindly step forward. If elected, give us 3 main pillars that you push in parliament. Give us 3 main pillars or bills that you push in parliament that will benefit the people of Mwihoko. If elected, give us 3 main bills that you push in assembly that would benefit the people of this country, of this one.
Okay, thanks a lot. The first bill is taxation. I will work closely with the like-minded MCA so that we can push for reduction of tariffs or taxes imposed on businesses so that the resident can do businesses well. The second bill, motion I will push in parliament is concerning the PWDs or the special interest group. I will ensure that they have a kitty or a revolving fund that will benefit them to uplift their livelihoods. The third bill is about security. Even as much as security is not devolved fully, the county government has a duty to ensure that security function well in its locality. On this, I will help push a motion that will ensure that street lighting is done adequately in all areas. Secondly, I will ensure that wazee wa nyumba kumi will get empowered in terms of equipment, torches, and in collaboration with our security personnel. That bill will ensure that security is guaranteed in our patrols at night. That's all.
Thank you. We've now come to the end of certain season. We are going to give it to the public to answer the questions. Public is going to ask you the candidate question, and you're supposed to take 1 minute to answer it. Are we together? I'll handle it back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know we are constrained for time, and I really appreciate the pace at which our moderators are taking us. So, the rest of the audience, except the moderators, the time is yours now to ask questions. We will take them in threes. So we'll take the first three, the second three, and then we see. So I can see Kihara's hand. Then I'll take, I can't see somebody behind there because of the lights. The one in a white cap, that one. And then I will take Karis, the bearded man. Sawa sawa. So who goes first? Oh, they have to come here. Okay. So you have to come all the way here. Eh.
Thank you, the panel and the candidates. My name is Peter Kihara, Vice Chair, MRA. My question is this to the candidates. Name 3 public goods in community service that you have done for Mwihoko people before the electioneering period. Wameelewa?
Yes, candidates, kindly, you have 1 minute to respond to the reactive questions. Kindly, 1 minute.
Do we have that answered or we take the others?
You can take the others. You can note the questions down. If a specific question will be asked to a specific candidate, note it down. So we take 3 questions, we respond to them within under 1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Well guided. You know, you have to consult lawyers when matters come to issues about questions and answers. The second, Karibu.
My name is Mary Mogo, a caregiver. Na swali yangu kwa candidate ni hii. Mlikuwa mnajua hii mkutano ni ya kila mtu. Na I cannot see kama tuko well represented. Sababu moderators hakuna wa PWD, hatuna mtu wa sign language. So hata kama watu wetu deaf wangekuja hawangeelewa, wanafuata mtandao lakini hawaelewi. So hapo hiyo ni challenge moja. Then kuna swali, nyinyi mnaenda county assembly, health iko devolved, hamuja tuambia mambo ya dawa za watoto wale wanakunywaga dawa every day. Hizo dawa ziko very expensive. Mtafanya nini ndio hizo dawa tupate kwa hospitali zetu za serikali na tusipate zikiwa free?
Thank you. Last question, please. Last question. Candidates, kindly take note of the questions.
Karis, you are the third person. Then after those ones are answered, then we shall take another round of 3.
Habari zenyu.
Please face this camera, please, and make sure you stand on that marked position.
Yes,
thank you.
Habari zenyu. Kwangu ni maswali kwa maaspirant wote. Are they ready for the peaceful election? Are they ready for the peaceful election in Mwihoko? Most of the time, are we ready for the peaceful election to the aspirant?
Kindly bring your mic closer to your, thank you.
Okay. Are we ready for the peaceful election to the aspirants? So that we can, when we are gauging the electorate, they don't fight with each other. So that even Madam Carol is going to have a peaceful environment to the people of Mwihoko. Secondly, the husband are not talking about the drug abuse. Mwihoko drug abuse is on high alert. The young people are using a lot of drugs. The administration is trying their best. What the leaders going to do about the drug abuse?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Mr.
much. Now we move to
Candidates, you will be needing to respond to the questions. Mr. Kiara, are you ready?
Thank you, Mwihoko residents. I present myself to you as an ideal candidate for this job. One, I start with the last, the issue of drugs. Just the day before yesterday, that is on Friday, I had partnered with Rehabilitation Center for testing of drugs just at Tumaini High School, which was for students and for the public. I will ensure the same is extended to once rehabilitating those who are affected by drugs. Two, what will you do about chronic ailments, medicine? That's the second question that was asked. About the issue of public health, we have a container just around here, which I'll make sure the county government stocks it to the medicine. But before even that, before waiting for the county government to execute, I've already catered for that one. I've facilitated opening of a hospital clinic here called Lanak Healthcare for all Mwihoko residents. This one is catering for the elderly, and chronic ailments are being provided for Medicare for free. We did it just 2 weeks ago. Three, name 3 public goods or service that you've done for the community. That one, I will start with Kiu River Road, which I facilitated its opening to the public when we were being locked out by our neighbors. Two, I already mentioned about Lower Mahera, which was not being shortly done. I facilitated it for it to be done properly, trying to avoid the issue of now, lastly, the last public good.
Mr. Kiara, thank you. I've
Thank
given
you.
you 1 minute 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Candidates, take note. 1 minute 30 seconds. We've been lenient enough with you. Madam Jackie.
Okay, let me answer to number 1. Are we ready for a peaceful election? Yes. Jacqueline Wangoi Nderito, if elected, I'm ready for a peaceful elections. Name 3 public things that I have done. Number 1, as a member of Rotary Club, which is international, I focused on the environment, whereby I constituted the construction of most of the public utilities around my Mutuya Primary and Mwihoko Primary via Mr. Kengara, who was the current MP. We also planted trees under the Rotary Club, whereby we formed a youth group called Wekuza, which was active during Corona days. Number 3, when there was Corona, I contributed as a resident and as a youth leader and as the chair lady of the Wekuza youth group to feed some of our elderly people in society. That is what I've done so far for the society. Another one I'd like to close on the remark was the initiation and employment of our youth in Kazimtani, whereby 27 youths were employed who were rejected out of the Kazimtani. That was where I created employment, and that's where the passion to vie came from. Medicines for the PWDs, I've been talking to some of them, and I have also sent funds personally to some of the conversing children. So I will also make sure that I constitute for a hospital whereby I'll ensure that medicines are up to standard, and all the women who are registered will be able to access.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Rufus. 1 minute 30 seconds.
Kwanza nitaanza na mambo ya election, nijibu. Nitafanya election ya amani. Mambo ya drug abuse, ningetaka kusema vile naweza saidia kwa hiyo jambo ni through mentoring. I have been mentoring the youth. I will be mentoring the youth, working closely with the professionals on voluntary basis. Then working closely with the security personnel and wazee wa nyumba kumi to ensure that drug trafficking and use of substances is limited. or wiped out. On the issues of what I have done, kwanza nimeweza kulima barabara ya PCA Tumaini 1.2 kilometers ambao wananchi wa hiyo area wanaweza attest to that. Nimekuwa mstari wa mbele kuhakikisha mwangaza haipotei. Nimeweza kurehabilitate street lights full gospel na pia mulika mwizi ya Loki Academy area among others. Nimekuwa mstari wa mbele kupigania na kuhakikisha mashimo ambayo ni imekuwa very dangerous to our resident yameweza kufunikwa. Wakati wa corona niliweza kudistribute masks about 3,000 pieces to the residents. They can attest to that. Zile masks mliona wazee wameandika zimeandikwa People's Warden.
Time is up. Time is up. Bwana Benson.
Thank you very much. Again, about drug abuse. An empty mind is a devil's workshop. What I'll do to the youth, give them job, employ them, wapatie kazi huku mitaani, and you'll find these guys, they are busy. They wake up, they go to work, and also work with the nyumba kumi, work with the security. When you involve the wazee and you involve the youth, I believe that Mwihoko itaisha drugs. Again, about peaceful election. You can see our police here. You can see myself, Ben, preach peace. And I will also preach peace. As politicians, we are friends. I don't know why people fight. Why should you fight with your neighbor? I urge you to preach peace, peace, peace. Again, about what I've done since 1990 up to date. Before tarmac, hii lami kuje, sisi ndio tulikuwa tunatengeneza barabara. Tunamwaga mawe, tunafanya whatever it takes for our Mwihoko people to reach to Githurai. Again, I've taken young men and women abroad. The families, you can ask the families. Nimewapeleka na wanafaidika na hiyo. About nikimalizia sewer line in Mutiridhia, it was going away. I was the one who brought them back. I brought chief, tukakaa chini na watu wa surveyor, and they benefited in the community. Last and foremost, it's about drugs.
Thank you. Thank you. Your time is up. Mr. George.
I get started. Thank you. I will start with peace, peaceful election. Mwihoko is home, and after 9 it will remain our home. Therefore, personally I maintain peace now and also after elections. Number 2, drugs. Currently, I'm conducting a program on counseling, whereby I've got 20 youths who are in my program who are affected by the drugs. On the goods that we have done to Mwihoko, before we go to this era, number 1, I'll talk about the power outage that has been frequenting our place. That is sometimes ago, around 3-4 months ago. I was in the forefront fighting for it, and we pushed it up to Cabinet PS Kiharangwa, and from today I believe you can see this frequency come to the power outage. Number 2, I've got a foundation that is so a bit silent, which is catering or sponsoring 61 students who are in secondary school and also tertiary education. Number 3, I've done sponsorship of Sportive Yakuza and Ngamia, which is still in progress. And number 4, I'm running 3 youth projects, one at 46 stage and one at Mwihoko 2. And finally, this loop here outside of the tarmac road, that was supposed to be done, I was in the forefront fighting for it. Thank you. On the goods that we have done to Mwihoko before, I'm running 3 youth projects, one at 46 stage and one at Mwihoko 2. And finally, this loop here outside.
Thank you so much. About peaceful elections,
I was in the forefront fighting for it. Thank you. On the goods that we have done to Mwihoko, I'm running 3 youth projects, one at 46 stage and one at Mwihoko 2. And finally, this loop here outside.
Thank you so much. I have been able to take peaceful
I
elections
was
to
in the
take
forefront
three of our
fighting
youth
for it.
to
Thank you. On the goods that I've done to
NYS.
Mwihoko. I'm running
They
three
have
youth
been
projects.
closed.
One is 46.
One of them
Stage
is
and another
still
is
continuing.
And finally,
with the
this
NYS
group here
done.
outside.
And this can be attested to by one of our elections
I was
to
in the
take
forefront
three of our
fighting
youth
for it.
to
Thank you. On the goods that I've done to
NYS.
Mwihoko. I'm running
They
three
have
youth
been
projects. One
closed.
is 46.
One of them
Stage
is
and
still
another is
continuing.
And finally,
with the
this
NYS
group here
done.
outside.
And this can be attested to by one of our elections.
I was
This
in
can
the
be
forefront
confirmed for our
fighting
youth
for it.
by
Thank
one
you.
of our
Goods that I've done
elders,
to Mwihoko.
village
I'm
elders,
running
that they
three
have
youth
been
projects.
closed
One is
because
46.
one of them
Stage
is
and
still,
another
I
is
mean, two of them were
And
from
finally,
the
this group
NYS
here
done.
outside.
And this can be attested by one of our feeding
I
programs.
was
This
in
can
the
be
forefront
by
fighting
fed
for it.
by one
Thank
of
you.
our elderly, the boda sector, and the matatu sector with 5 kgs unga, mchele. Yeah. Testable have been one of our feeding
I
programs.
was
This
in
can
the
be
forefront
by
fighting
fed
for it.
by one
Thank
of
you.
our elderly. Three of our youth to patterns driving school. The matatu sector. There are 5 drivers who hold licenses. About drugs, yeah. Testable have been one of our feeding
I was
programs.
in
This
the
can be
forefront
Queries.
Okay, thank you. About election, I'm praying that we are going to have the peaceful election because we as candidates, we are friends and we are sisters and brothers and we are not moving from Mwihoko. Next, about the drug abuse, I will mentor our youths by calling people who have special teachings and to teach them, to let them know that they are important and they are capable of doing things. I apologize because of the question which was about, we didn't care about the people with special need. I apologize for that because of that question. The other thing, the things I've done, I have said I was the one who motivated people. We robbed for the road, the Githurai Mwihoko road. I was one again who robbed for the road at Kahawaskari. Mahali ilikuwa imefungwa pale, that was long time. Nimesema nimekuwa nikifanya kazi kama community health frontier. I've been working for community. Mimi ni mmoja ambaye amekuwa akiongoza mambo ya kutafuta title deed in Mwihoko. Again, nimekuwa nikirobe for the forms of bursaries. Naomba kwa mheshimiwa wetu nasaidia majirani ambao they are not able. So ni hayo tu na ni mengi nitafanya.
Thank you. Mr. Aroy, kindly.
Thank you. I will go directly to start with the first question about the 3 things you have done for the public. Number 1, at Chief area, you know we have a water project there. Hiyo maji ya kwa Chief ukienda, stima ni 3 phase na inasomaga jina ya James Waroe Karuma Mungania. Because there is the way I fight for it paka ikakua. That was in 2016. Mtu yote anatumiaga hiyo maji, makofi kidogo kwa Waroe. Number 2 is about the school fees. Nowadays, watu wananiita Waroe wa form 1 ama Waroe wa masomo. I have been taking kids to school every day. If tomorrow I have like 4 who have not joined form 1 and I'm going to take them to Mwihoko Secondary as usual, you can join me. Number 3 is about NYS. It is in record on social media. January, I managed to take 18 kids to NYS who are recruited from Mwihoko youth, and they are doing well. And in 2 years' time, they will be out either to join the military forces or other issues. Still on the same line, during COVID season, you can go on social media and see, I managed to support 720 homes with food. We are going everywhere around during that time when the people really needed that help. Still on the same line, I have supported many group and special groups and women to register their groups, where a lot of them, they have started the table banking,
and they are really doing well and supporting one another.
Thank you, Mr. Aroy.
Yes.
Done with one
Dario
minute,
dakika
30
ila tu.
seconds. I'm following. Thank you. Lastly, Mr. James Kamau.
Mambo matatu ambayo nimefanya katika hii area ya Mwihoko. One, ni mimi nilikuwa tukiwa wawili tunaorganize wasee kuuda barabara kutoka pale Diaine wakati haikuwa imewekwa rami all the way 46 to Mwihoko Secondary. Tulikuwa tunaiunda ikiwa tunaona mashimo, tulikuwa tunaiunda na inakuwa ya kupitika vizuri na watoto wetu. Kitu kingine, kuna kitu inaitwa outreach ama mobile clinic, nimeileta hapa Mwihoko mara 3 pale Kizito Church, nimeileta mara 3 na nikaleta wafanyikazi wa Kenyatta, wanakuja wanaona wagonjwa hapo na wanawalifaa wale wanakuwa referred wale wana magonjwa tofauti ambayo haijabitiwa pale kama diabetes, high blood pressure, wote tulikuwa tunawapatia referral to Kenyatta National Hospital. Na tena wakiwa hapo wananiuliza walikuwa wananiuliza hapo nitaenda namna gani, kawaambia hakuna shida, just take my number, call me when you reach there, nitakuonyesha njia, na nilikuwa naonyesha na watu wa Mwihoko wengine wanajua hiyo mambo yote nimekuwa wa kuifanya. Swali lingine ni about election, peaceful election. Najua ya kwamba tutakuwa na peaceful election as far as MCAs are concerned, kwa sababu hata vile mnaona pale tunaketi vizuri, tunaongeleshana, hata mkiona tunaongeleshana, sisi ni marafiki. Na wakati tulikuwa tunaweka banners, let me say this.
Mr. James, your time is up. Thank you.
Guy.
One minute, 30 seconds. Chairman, assist me take another 3 questions.
Thank you,
from this side.
Thank you so much, Mbwana Moderator. What I'll do, please allow me to be fair in terms of distribution. So this side, I take Evans. Then in the middle here, I take the gentleman in a cape facing backwards. Then I need a lady now. I will take Helen from Kiriri University.
Thank you. Candidates, again, make sure you take down the questions. You will respond to the questions within 1 minute, 30 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Ivan Skimadi, a resident of Mwihoko of MRA. As we are aware, we have heard about the roles of the MCA, that is representation, oversight, and all that. And we know business of the House is carried out through committees. The business of the House in the Assembly is carried out within the committees of the Assembly. My question is to our members here, how well have you packaged yourself in terms of fitting in those committees if you are elected, because they call for professional knowledge? We would be very happy to hear in very clear terms.
Mr. Kimathi, be short and precise.
Okay. We would like to hear which committee do you fit in and how well it help in the people of Mwihoko in terms of your highest level of professional qualifications.
Thank you, Mr. Kimathi. Please, as you ask your question, please be short and precise.
Hello. I'm speaking on behalf of the youth. I'm a resident of Mwihoko. My first question is to the candidates. Is there a plan you have for the youth, the talented youth, in terms of the sporting avenues?
Excuse, please be audible.
Okay.
Be audible.
My question is based mostly
and face
on...
the camera. Face the camera, but be audible.
Okay, my question is based mostly in the talented youth perspective. We have several teams here, sporting teams. We have Mwihoko Sportive, Mwihoko Youth, we have Banabi. We are asking, is there a plan that you have for such talented youth in terms of empowering them? And also, as if you win the election, we're also willing, asking you guys, if you will consider having in your cabinet or in your committee a youth leader who will be directly involved in representing our
Thank you.
needs.
Thank you. Lastly,
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Helen Wanjiru, the current Kiridi president. My question is about the bursaries. I came to realize for the time being that I'm here, most of the students, they tend to buy bursaries from the people who are not supposed to get the bursaries. So my question is, which technique will you use to get the students who are in need of those bursaries? And secondly, which technique will you use to differentiate between the needy student and the student who are not needy? Thank you.
thank you. Candidates, we now respond to the questions. Or we take another 2 questions and I give you 2 minutes. So we take another 2.
So I'll take this gentleman, and then I'm trying also to balance in terms of age. So I will take Mutahi at the back. Go around this way. So those are 2, one moderator. Or
Thank
do
you.
I-
2 should do.
Okay.
The last person, please.
So we'll take another round, my brother.
Candidates, this time around you'll be having 2 minutes to respond to all these questions. Please, as you ask your question, be short and precise.
Habari zenyu. Mimi kama mwanarika ningependa kuuliza ya kwamba katikati ya sisi tuko hapa wote, nani yako na blueprint mzuri anaweza kutuambia kuhusu hii uwanja iko pale Motuya, vile inaweza karabatiwa itumike katika michezo yote, mpira, volleyball, nini, na tena iwezekane ya kwamba inaweza tumika mpaka wakati wa maharusi, ili ya kwamba watu wa Mwihoko hawatahitaji kwenda kulipa 30,000 katika wodi zingine, wapate recreation center ama malezi fanyia maharusi. Na yako na hiyo blueprint, tafadhali na atueleze
Thank you.
kwa ufupi.
Thank you. Last question, please. Last question.
Asante sana. Jina langu halisi ni Gale Masira. Kwa jina la utani inajulikana kama Wanyabula kwa minajili ya biashara. Mimi ni coordinator wa Lower Mahira Welfare Association hapa chini. Niko na maswali mawili ambayo naweza kuuliza haraka haraka mkinipa idhini kwa mtawalia. Swali la kwanza ni kuhusu maji safi hapa Mwihoko. Huu umekuwa msamiati kwa muda mrefu sana. Na kila baada ya miaka 5 imekuwa kama kibwagizo cha shairi. Mtu akitaka kushauri hapa Mwihoko anasema nitaleta maji safi until we have consumed the salt water for so long that our kidneys are about to call it a day. Tafadhali, yule ambaye atachaguliwa utafanyaje kuhakikisha kwamba wewe tofauti na wale ambao wamekutagulia hiyo maji ifike hapa bila haidingine? Swali la pili ni kuhusu shule hii. Tuna shule moja tu ya upili hapa Mwihoko na ni Mwihoko Secondary School ambayo imepuuzwa kiasi cha kutiliwa mkazo. Kwa mfano, hii barabara ilifika hapa elimu primary, ikaasumiwa, somebody assumed hiyo barabara inaenda either cemetery, Kwale ama Kuzimuni. Ikakatiwa hapo. Kama kiongozi wetu ambaye tunatarajia, utafanyaje kufanya hiyo shule iwe na ile support ambayo inahitaji kutoka kwa mwakilishi wa umma ili iweze kufuata ufanisi hata katika matokeo ya mtihani ambayo saa hii ni hafifu sana.
Kindly you've asked your question. Thank you. Ladies first. Ladies first. Madam Mary Ndota, are you respond to the questions? My timer, please. 2 minutes. Be short and precise in under 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Ya kwamba ni about the talents. Mambo na talents, nilikuwa nimesema nitatafuta uwanja ambayo ni public utility, tukuwe na social hall ili tuweze kunasa hizi vipawa ambazo ziko na wana youth wetu. Na pia nitakuwa nawaweka kwa committees ambazo nitakuwa nazo. Kwa kila committee lazima kukuwe na mwana youth ili aweze kuongelelea mambo ya wana youth. Ile ingine ni kuhusu bursaries. Bursaries nitakuwa na deal na shamba, kwa sababu kwa kila shamba ni lazima nitakuwa na kiongozi mmoja ambaye atakuwa anachunguza the vulnerable people, wale ambao wanahitaji bursary. Kwa hivyo nitakuwa napatiana kwa kila shamba kwa wale ambao wanatakana kuwa na hizo bursaries. Ile ingine ni kuhusu hiyo ingine ni about Motuya. I'm sure nikishapata hii kasi nitaweza kufuatilia vizuri kuhusu hiyo shamba na kuona vile tutaitumia ili ikuwe faida kwa wana Mwihoko wote. kwa sababu nimesema nilikuwa mmoja wa kugombania hiyo shamba wakati ingepotea. Tena nimekuwa nikiongoza katika mambo ya title deed huko Mwihoko. Maji masafi. Mimi nilikuwa mmoja kiongozi wa kupigania maji masafi kutoka huko Kahawaskari na ikakuja mpaka Mwihoko tu. Lakini ole wetu hatukuwa na unity, hiyo maji ikaisha. Kwa hivyo mimi ni mmoja ambaye atafuatilia hiyo maji, kwa sababu unaona Sukari B imepata maji na kwa nini sisi hatupati. Kwa hivyo nataka tuungane ili tukuwe na nguvu tuweze kufuruta hiyo maji. About Mwihoko Secondary, nitapangilia vile zile pesa ambazo zitapeanwa kwa county, vile zitasukuma hiyo barabara, ndivyo watoto wetu wanaweza kwenda kwa urahisi na yote yatakuwa sawa. Asanteni.
Thank you. Madam Sarah. Minutes, short and precise.
Thank you so much. Kwa mambo na zile committee, I would want to join in the county assembly. I would want to join the health committee so that I lobby and I push for a health facility in Mwihoko ward. Youth and sport, so that I can be able to direct and to assist our youth to access the Chichenge Fund. Education, so that I can be able to lobby for an addition of bursary allocation fund for so as to increase the bursary allocation fund. About my way of allocating, issuing the bursary, I will find representatives in our every area whereby they will help me to identify the most needy families. Church leaders, because every one of us attend a certain church, and church leaders knows better the poor people and the poor families that we are having. So our alliance with our pastors, leverets, they will help me in bursary disbursement. About Mwihoko Secondary, I will work together very closely with the head teacher, who will be able to help me identify those people who have large amount of balances. I help them clear the bursaries. Thank you. I mean their balances.
Thank you. Let's have Mr. Rufus.
Thanks a lot. Youth, I have an agenda for you. I have been the forefront ya kuwashikilia wanarika in terms of supporting your entities. Kwa hivyo mnajua nisha support Mwihoko Sportive na maji, mpira, hizo zote. I will be on the forefront to ensure that you are not left out. On the case of bursaries, it is you residents who know who are the needy people amongst you. So I will work closely with all the stakeholders, faith-based religious entities, ili kuhakikisha watu wote ambao bursary inafikia wale watu ambao wako na haja, sio wale ambao tayari wako na uwezo. Mambo ya secondary school, hiyo nitahakikisha liaise with the MP's office, sababu education is not devolved. Mambo ya secondary, ili tuhakikishe masomo ya Mwihoko Secondary imeweza kuratibiwa vilivyo. Mambo ya Mutuya ground, hiyo nita lobby for improved welfare ya hiyo kiwanja. I will work closely with the relevant authorities and the stakeholders to ensure that the stadium is well equipped in terms of grading and rehabilitation. Mambo ya maji safi, hiyo I will make sure I lobby with the relevant government entities to ensure that clean soft water lands in our taps. Mambo ya committee, I will ensure that I would like to engage or be in a committee ya education, sababu naamini watoto ambao tuko na wao wadogo wanahitaji masomo ya ECD ili waweze kuimarika.
Thank you, Bwana Rufus. Benson. 2 minutes, short and precise.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. Straight away nitaenda kwa bursary kwa sababu ina involve the community. Mimi kama Benson Jongi Kiari, I will involve the community. I will work with the community. Mwihoko, we have different shambas. And those shambas wako na nyumba 10. And also in my committee, there will be people with disability, there will be a youth from that shamba, and also the church leaders. Kwa sababu lazima tuongozwe na watu wa kanisa. So I will involve the whole community about bursary, and also ndio watajua about the needy students. And me myself, I don't work in the office. I'll be walking. I'll be going around in Mwihoko so that I'll be accessible to my people. Secondly, about water. I said it doesn't matter which government will come, as long as devolution is saying water must come to Mwihoko. I'll do what is necessary for Mwihoko people. For that 2 years I've lived here, tumekunywa maji ya chumvi. It's now change for Benson Jongi Kiari. About the committees, I'll be in the budget committee. While I was working, I was the administrator there. And the benefit of being in the committee, you lobby more in your ward. So I'll be in the budget committees. Why? I can increase our lobbies in our ward, about our bursaries, about youth. Nitakuwa kwa committee ya youth and healthcare, so that we must have dispenser here in Mwihoko. When we talk about talent, Benson Jongi Kiari, I was the first person to bring MISA, Mathare Youth Soccer Association, here in Mwihoko. When I said I will build social hall, it's about musician. We'll have a studio aside there. So Benson Jongi Kiari will have a free internet. When I speak about talent, because talent pays, and we elect somebody who doesn't think about talent, people of Mwihoko will lose, the youth of Mwihoko will lose. Thank you.
Thank you, Benson. Mr. Aroy.
Thank you. I will go directly and start with the last point about Mwihoko Secondary. Yesterday, it was on Thursday, we were at Mwihoko Secondary with Mr. Kimotho, Githurai Sub-County, EO, and the same issue was raised. And I think they are settling in on, we have 10 acres around Mwihoko 1 shamba, where wanataka ikue girls school, na boys now wabaki huko. So about secondary school, it is being worked on. About clean water, let all the MCAs and or MP or whoever not campaign with water, because Karimeno Water Project, it is 85% done, and the president is insisting that before the end of August or this election, the water must be connected. So that I think we are hoping it will be worked on. About bursaries, thank you, Madam, for the issue you have raised. I will ensure that the bursary is distributed equally. In fact, in my committee, thank you for reminding me, I was planning who to involve in bursary committee. Now you as a student president, all the people, no one who have promised you something, but I will involve you in the same committee to be fighting for the rights of the students. You are most welcome. My PA is noting that. We involve you in the committee. Thank you. The other point is about committee. The committee that I would like to join in the county assembly is number 1 about education. Yes, I'm a product of Aldot Education. I'm currently doing diploma in community service. But I would like to be in that community, in that committee, because education is the key thing that we are lacking a lot, and we need to work on it very, very, very much. There is another one about youth talents. It is in record, and you can go on social media and see it. In 2019, we were with my brother.
Arwe, thank you. Thank
yes,
you. Mr.
talent.
Mr. George.
Talent.
Please be short and precise. Under 2 minutes.
Thank you. I'll start with the first question that was asking about the committees that one intended to take when he goes to county assembly. Number 1, I would say this. Kiambu County have got 10 committees. And out of the 10 committees, they depend on one's capacity that you can undertake when you are there. One of the committees I will be very much involved in, it is education committee. Based on whom I am as a professional teacher, I know I befit very well and also catering for the needs of Mwihoko, especially when the things are changing pertaining CBC. So I know the strings and the switches to touch on. Number 2 is budgetary and appropriation committee. This one I will be very happy learning there because I am a CPA holder, CPA 5, and hence I'll know how to manage the billions of the county, and also maybe if I become the chairman, si mtu anatafutianga watoto wake, I'll be managing how to bring back home in large quantities. Unapora upande huo, unarudisha Mwihoko. And number 3 is the transport and infrastructure committee. Because of the needs that we are having in our Mwihoko, it will be one of the great committees that I will fight for to get. We at Kiabu, we usually allocated only 3 committees, not more than 3. Next one is about the youth and the talent. This one I'll be very brief and say this. It is my duty once I become the MCA to make sure that I improve the skills and the talents of our youth. And I'll make it a higher calling by connecting them to the bigger teams and also maybe pushing for what they can do for the pocket. And next one is on bursaries. I have zoned Mwihoko into 5 zones. These zones, once I become the MC of Mwihoko, I make sure that I've got a committee that comprises of 5 members.
Mr. George. Mr. George,
okay.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
Let's have Mr. James.
Thank you. For the committee, ningependa kujoin ila health ni kwa sababu niko na experience ya kufanya na health sector. About our youth in Mwihoko, ningependa kufanya kazi na wao sana sana, ni one viongozi wao, ni kwa sababu kuna mambo mengine wagetaja ambao mimi sijui, like for example wakitaja wanataka football aina fulani, mimi siwezi nikaununua football from the shop niwaletee, naweza kuwaletea ile inararuka kwa sababu hata sijawahi kuwa na interest ya mipira mimi mwenyewe, but I like our boys when they are playing there. So nitafanya kazi na leaders wao ndiposa tukaweze kujua vile watakaa. For bursary nilikuwa nimesema Mwihoko tuko mashamba kama 10. Ningependa tuongee na wazee ama na watu wanadao wa hiyo mashamba wote, tujue tuwe na viongozi katika zile mashamba, hao ndio watakuwa wakinielezea so and so ama jamii hii na hii hawana chochote, na kwa hivyo wapeleke watoto wao shule, ndiposa tuwe tunawapatia bursary. Nitakuwa nikitumia hao wazee ambao mtanichagulia nyinyi wenyewe, tufanye kazi na wao katika ofisi yangu. About Mutia, uwanja wa Mutia, hata hivyo ningependa kufanya na watu ambao wanajua vile stadium inakaanga, ndiposa tukaweze kutengeneza Mutia yetu iwe inakaa kama viwanja zingine kule tunaendaga tunaona vile zilivyo. So kwa hivyo ningependa kutumia wale wako na ujuzi wa kila jambo. About the water, kama amesikia kuna watu wanajua pahali maji imefika ya hii Mwihoko, wazee hapa, ningependa tufanye kazi na wao, tuseme maji imefika hapo, na kwa hivyo kuileta Mwihoko na kuileta katika kila nyumba itakuwa namna gani. Halafu hizo nisukume kwa county government ndiposa tukaweze kuletea kila mtu maji. Secondary naye nitamwambia.
Mr. Kera. Mr. Kera.
Thank you, Wana Mwihoko, for giving me a chance to speak to you. But I stand before you to inform you that I'm the most qualified person to serve you Mwihoko residents. Just from the panel that we have here today of the aspirants, we were asked to come with manifestos. I'm not speaking just from off air. My manifestos are here. I'll request, please, you have a look at them and let them be aired for Mwihoko residents to see. When you talk about qualification and what committees you will serve in, I said mimi ni mwanauchumi, I'm an educationist, I've also done economics for development and planning. Please give me a chance to serve you professionally. I qualify to be in budgeting committee, I qualify to be in Public Investment Committee. I qualify to be in Education Committee. I qualify to be in Planning Committee for this ward and for this county. Please give me a chance. My manifesto is very clear. At the back of it, my dream Mwihoko Administration Board. How do I intend to govern Mwihoko? It is well noted at the back there. If elected, I will ensure the democratic governance of Mwihoko by formation of board that will constitute church pastors, their congregation chairpersons, all school heads and directors, professionals, business community representatives like Boda Boda, Matatu, and other SMEs. It is documented there for you, Wana Mwihoko, to see that I'm very much prepared to serve you. The plans you have for sporting, for the youth sporting, one, I've helped the Kizito football team and I've provided for them uniforms. I will also have youth representatives in my governing committee. My manifesto agenda number 4 talks about the techniques that I use in bursary allocation, which is church, schools, HGSVs, and Nyumba Kumi. Thank you very much.
Lastly, Madam Jackie.
Thank you very much. How well have you packaged yourself in any of the committees in Parliament? I believe I'm the versatile leader here you have. I'll fit in all the committees with my education and being a woman. Watu wa Mwihoko, na waomba chagueni mwanamke. Najua nitachaguliwa nikuwe mkubwa kwa sababu ya kutimiza 2/3 gender na nitaweza kuleta manufaa yote kwenyu. Number 2, our talented youths. Mnataka aje na hii ground iko hapa Mahira. Nimejaribu kidogo kidogo na kuanunulia some edibles mkienda sports, but I'll make sure I lobby funds from the Ministry of Sports tukuje tufanye recreation kwa hiyo ground so that it can be able to be used for equal multipurpose youth, equal multipurpose for all the youths na other events. Number 3, bursary allocation. Kuna shida kubwa ya bursary huku na ugawaji. So I will identify all the needy students. Bursary itakuwa inapewa na mheshimiwa Jacqueline. Na keti kwa kiti, nyinyi wote mnakuja na kupatia form. Hakutakuwa na maneno ya form ilipatiwa nani ama nani. Ni Jackie atakuwa na keti na kupatia bursary form. Number 4, sorry. We have maji safi. Nimeona kumekuwa na a lot of hisia zimekuwa mingi kuhusu maji safi. Nimesikia mama wazee pia wakisema miguu zinalia koko in layman's language juu ya kukunywa maji ya chumvi kwa muda mrefu. I will table a motion in the county assembly whereby I believe I'll fit in all the committees na nitaweza kulobi hiyo motion na nitaweza kuwork na county government na governor ule ambaye ataingia, because you know I'm an independent candidate, I can work with any governor. Maji safi lazima ingie Mwihoko. Mnajua alama yangu ni maji kwa ballot. And also we have Mwihoko Secondary. Watu wa Mwihoko najua mko na shida. Mwihoko Secondary kuna shida ya barabara kwa wakazi na watoto. Number 1, employment hadi ya walimu hapo Mwihoko Secondary nitawaongezea experts so that our kids can be versatile in all sectors na waweze kucompete favorably in the international market. Watu wa Mwihoko Secondary barabara nitawatengenezea.
Thank you. Yes. Members of the public, allow us another few minutes. We need to run a few questions which will be responded in the next 1 minute, guided by Peter as our moderator. Just another few minutes, please.
So we take another round. Of how many? 5 again, Bwana Moderator?
Public?
Yeah.
Questions. 1 minute. They are direct questions. Direct questions.
You know I'm being guided by this desk.
Please, members of the public, please allow us. We don't have, in fact, we have started invading the premises time. So we are just until 8. So we need just another few minutes, which Mr. Peter will guide us in that session.
Now, our candidates, we are now on the issue to do with title deed, which has been an issue that has been troubling the Mwihoko people for a long time. Kindly let me have someone, let me have Mr. James Warui stand up, please. People of Mwihoko have complained for a long time that have been cheated on being issued with the title deeds, and to date, many people are complaining. Maybe you know the reason. Maybe you have a way out. Please do go ahead and tell us what is your plan on title deeds. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for that question. For your information, title deeds issuing is a devolved function. And as far as we're concerned in Mwihoko, last time there was a meeting which was called by the governor through the office of the president, and they managed to come. I managed to brought the title deed committee at AIPCA Church. That was last year. They went doing survey, and last on Friday, we were with the county official, Mr. George, who told us that the governor has around 3,000 title deeds for Mwihoko, which the president is scheduled to come and issue them maybe before election. But having said that, we still have other issues. What I will do if elected as an MCA is to make sure that we bring together all the companies that have sold lands in Mwihoko, and to make sure that we start the process of title issuing to both the public and those shambas also. We call them shamba. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are running short of time, and so I would expect you to be very short. And in this particular question, I'm not going to diversify on it, but I'm going to ask a specific question on what you know about problems with title deeds in Mwihoko, and what's your take on what you're going to do to ensure that people in Mwihoko completely don't get into this trouble that they've been for a long time. Here we go. Please let me have Mr. Kiara come and explain in 1 minute. Don't go beyond 1 minute.
Thank you, Wana Mwihoko. The issue of title deed is an issue that is seriously affecting us, including myself. Not what I'll do, but what I've already done by making sure I've started to lobby for the companies that have sold land in Mwihoko to process the titles. For example, I belong to Langata company, whereby we held a meeting and they agreed to accept to process those titles. Anybody who is willing to have a title, for example, in that block, it is just a simple process. I've done it for my own land, and they are ready to issue titles. The same way I'll approach those other companies to accept to process titles, because they hold them for monetary purposes, as a business. So it's as simple as that. I've also done with the other company that has sold land in Gizito, where I've bought, and they have also accepted to process titles. So it is simple liaison and lobbying. It's as simple as that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your response. 1 minute, please, Mr. James Kamau. Come and explain to us what you know about the issues to do with title deed. What you know about issues to do with title deed, and what you are going to do to make sure that the Mwihoko people do not keep on this perennial problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Najua mambo ya title deed shida ni wale wameuza zile companies zimeuza mashamba. Kama mimi nimetoka Mwihoko 1, najua shida yetu ni yule mtu aliuza shamba yetu iko still broke up to this time. We are organizing men. I have talked to some men. We are organizing us after this election. When I am the MCA, we will go to see him and see what we can do so that we can forward the broke as brought in the Minister of Rats, so that each one of us can get his or her title deed. Also, the other companies that are sold, when I'm the MCA, I will organize those men in those shabas and will do the same. And I'm sure we will get those title deeds. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, Mary Duta, without missing your name once more. Mary Duta, come forward. Mary Duta, we have a problem with title deeds in Mwihoko. And for many years, we have been promised many promises that have not been forthcoming. Kindly, can you get this riddle over our lives? How?
Thank you. About the title deed and the problem we have in Mwihoko, we have 27 different shambas in Mwihoko, whereby they are sold by different companies. One, I've been looking for the title deed of Mwihoko 2, and I've gone through about it. And since we got the office of the lads in Ruiru, I know through that office, I'm going to help push on and tackle the problems of the title in Mwihoko, because with this office, it's going to help me to get rid of these people who have sold the plots and to get the title deeds. Thank you.
Most welcome, and thank you for being short enough. Now, I want to have Sarah Kemunyi, please come over. Maybe you've not been affected by this problem, or maybe you are, but you want to know what solution you have for all of us as Mwihoko residents. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It is true we have issues with the titles. We've had clients all over from people where the titles have been done, where we have been having issues of double allocation. What I would say, if elected by Mwihoko people, I will work together with the relevant department, that is the Department of Lands, and the MP who will get the seat. We will work together and we will follow about our people's title, and we will solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think title deeds being the major thing and the shortest answers we are getting, maybe it is going to be as short as that. Now, can I kindly have Jacqueline come over? Jacqueline, I may not know which shamba you come from, but I believe every shamba has an issue with title deeds. Kindly give us a solution for this issue.
Thank you, Bwana Moderator. Shambas title deeds have been a major issue. Number one, watu ambao waliuzia watu mashamba Mwihoko yalikuwa ni makampuni ambayo hayajathibitishwa na serikali. There was no control. In short, hakukuwa na ile control ama kiongozi ambaye angeweza kwa oversight. So number one, nikiingia bunge, I'm a very versatile leader, very lovable. I'll make sure nitashika governor mkono within the first 157 days. Hizo nimewaambia watu wa Mwihoko ambao mko na mashamba huku, whether ni ya kukombolewa ama nini. Some have been evacuated. Naelewa hizi mashida. Nitashika governor mkono hivi. Juu mimi MCA kazi yangu ni kuvuta governor. Mimi siwezi wapatia title deed mimi mwenyewe, lakini governor sitamwachilia mwenye ataingia. Whether ni nani ama nani, nitashika hivi. Title deed mtajipanga na vikundi. Nikikuja Mahera mnajipanga hivi wazee na wamama wenye wako na hizo wako na wamenunua shamba huko. Nikikuja Dagama 1, I focus on that. Nikienda Kizito, I focus na hizo groups because I believe hizi companies zuluzia watu in one.
Your time, Jacqueline, is already
so I will make sure I talk to the governor. Title deed zitafika.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. George, kindly come over. Tackle this monster for us. Title deed, elusive, it's elusive thing. It's elusivity, please. Tackle this monster for us. 1 minute.
Thank you. One, I'll talk about lobbying and collaboration is what is going to bring solution to this, because all the farms which sold these blocks, 27 of them, only half has managed to give us the title deeds. And since I'm a member of one of the committees, I know where the shoe aches most. And hence, I'll collaborate with the Member of Parliament and also lobby at County Assembly via the Executive Department so that we can finish this debate once and for all for Mwihoko. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Please, Benson Carrier, come over.
Thanks once again.
Okay.
About title deeds, I myself am affected. Naishi shamba ya Mweki, yet still story ya title deeds inazunguka zunguka. I, Benson Jongi Kiari. First I will involve the community, the people who lives in that shamba. We go and find out the solution or the problem zenye zinazuia title zetu. Again, I will involve our MP and our governors. Then from there, we go to the land committee so that we can have the problem of our titles in our area, Mwihoko. I will involve first the community, our own men and women who own shambas, so that we can go and find out about those committees. After the shamba imeuzwa, then inafanya nini? Bado wao committee wako hapo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Rufus, please come over. Do you believe you have the ability to tackle this issue of title deeds? If you do, tell us how you are going to tackle it.
Okay, thanks a lot. The issue of title deeds is very elusive, as you have said. And the key word is lobby, lobby, lobby. And where will I lobby? With the relevant stakeholders, the MP's office, the governor's office, the land board, Kiambu County. The list is endless. Thank you.
Most welcome. Most welcome. This is the time I wish to allow someone to sell himself. And in your sale, when you are selling yourself, there are a few things I want you to note down on your booklet. And you'll be very quick to do this before I give this opportunity to my colleagues here. Have your pen and paper. Do you know whether we have a minority community within us? If you do, tell us how you are going to take care of them, whether they are among us. Well, you are coming to sell yourself once more. We have public utility, and we know how fast they are grabbed. Kindly tell us how you are going to protect them. Another thing, as you sell yourself within a minute, do you believe we can generate our own revenue from Mwihoko? Do you believe we can generate our own revenue as Mwihoko? Another thing, we did not mention anything about transport when we know we have a lot of motorbikes and we have a lot of matatus. One thing before I take too much time, and then I would want you to say something about your plan for those people. Now, I'm giving you an opportunity to sell yourself to the community of Mwihoko. Another thing that you're supposed to note down, it is about centers orderliness, because our centers are not orderly. We have 160, Kizito, we have Discovery, Kiriri, and we have Muitridia that is growing very fast. Kindly make a mention of those areas so that we know you are not just giving us promises, but you are meaning what you are supposed to do. And when you are selling yourself, make sure you give us a reason why you believe you are the best of the best amongst you. Thank you. Have you finished writing? Because I wanted to have it written down. You will mention each of them. You are done? One minute, 30 seconds. Are you going to be able to condense all that in that period? No. 3 minutes is a lot. The orderliness of the shopping centers. orderliness, mpangilio wa shopping centers zetu zimekuwa so disorganized. I think 1 minute 30 seconds, try to sell yourself with those items. Now, if you are done, please, let me start with James. James, come on. Please come over.
Thank you so much. I can start with Ende. About the centers, as he has mentioned, they are orderly, they are not in order. You find houses ya kuishi upo, unatafuta nyumba zingine za kukodesha, they are all mixed up. We need to work out and see how we can do those centers and be orderly. About transport, matatus and naduthi pikipiki, zingine hazina pahali ya kusimama. Unakuta kama pale duthi zinasimama kwa barabara, unajaribu kupita na gari yako, za zingine mnapita na wawili, there is no space. We need to create space for our motorbike riders so that we can discongest our roads. Revenue generation, public utility, public utilities zinaendelea zikiibiwa one after the other. We need to face them, as the president said the other day. If we note where they are, we need to look for finances so that we can fence them, that they will be known that these are public utilities and they will not be stolen once again. Minority, we have minority people, and what I know is that we need to treat all the people equally. One, if you say this minority, we favor them, and then this majority, we don't favor them, this will not be good as far as I am concerned. I will take all the people of Mwihoko equally, regardless of where you come from.
Thank you.
Mwihoko, let's dance. God bless you.
Okay, please. Sarah Kemunyi, please come over. Sell yourself to the community. Talk to the camera now. You've been talking, looking at me. Now talk to the camera so that these people, the Mwihoko people, will know what you have for them in the store. Thank you.
Thank you. About the groups we have, minority, if given this chance, my leadership will be a leadership of inclusivity, where I will include in every made or in every required committee, I will include every of our tribe that we have in Mwihoko. About job allocations, if chances found, if there are 10, I'll be dividing to every group of our people. About projects, which I'll manage to bring in Mwihoko ward, I'll make sure I distribute them fairly and equally to all of our people. About protecting public utility, I'll identify our public utility and I work together with our new Bakumi, and we plan on the way forward about those public utility.
Thank you, Mrs. Kimunyi. Your time has elapsed. Kindly let me have James Waroi come over and quickly sell yourself to the community.
Good evening, Mwihoko residents. Jambo la kwanza ni kuambia kuwa mimi naitwa James Waroe Karuma Mungania. Pale kwa ballot niko namba 8 na niko na tikiti ya Jubilee, lakini hatuchagui chama sana, tunachagua mtu kwa sababu ya matendo na mienendo. Kwa hivyo naomba hapo munisupport na munipe kura zenu tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8. Mbona nadhani mimi ndio nastahili zaidi? Nimekuwa nikifanya kazi kuanzia 2016 na Mwihoko naijua in and out. Na kwa wale watu wote ambao mnaniangalia, wala mnanitazama na wale mko hapa nyinyi wote, mnajua ya kuwa nimekuwa nikiwa support, nikifanya kazi ya community na nitazidi kufanya so that we can improve the welfare of Mwihoko resident, we can improve the community as well, we can improve the economy as well. So may God help us. Mkinishikilia hiyo tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8. Niko na swali mbili hapa zimeulizwa, ningependa kurudisha kwa lugha ya Kimombo kwa kuwa Kizungu nime-offload karibu yote. Number 1. Do you think we can generate our own revenue in Mwihoko? Yes. In my manifesto, we have point number 3 about leasing the empty land, organizing groups for women and youth to make sure that we are generating our own revenue through funding.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mr. Warui.
Through farming.
Thank you, Mr. Warui. Your time is gone, please. Thank you.
Ilikuwa dakika moja.
1.5. Okay, please, Jacqueline, come over. Jacqueline, come over and sell yourself to the people. Yes. Try to be very good to the people so that they can elect you. Kindly.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you once more for this chance that you've given me. Namba moja, I'd like to say asanteni sana kwa walionipatia signatures nikiomba kama independent candidate. You made it through na mkanika I won and it was for all of us. Kwa ballot ndakuwa namba 10. Namba 10 ya Messi. Vijana wote wa michezo jueni Messi ako nyumbani. Sawa sawa. Tucheze na namba 10. Number 1, minority groups ni non-Gikuyus wote. Karibuni nyumbani. Huku ni kwenyu. Basari mtapata. Msikuwe mnaenda kujificha huko mbali. Mheshimiwa Jacqueline akiwa minority ndawashughulikia na watu ambao wana disabilities. Number 2, center zetu pale Kiriri nitawatengenezea choo ya City Council ambayo nyinyi ndio mtalipisha. Na hiyo mkilipisha mtaweza kupata revenue sana sana. Ile sako inakaa pale na jobless corner nitawapatia choo ya City Council. Kwa hivyo mkumbuke tarehe 9 ni Mheshimiwa Jacqueline awapatia choo ya City Council, mlipishe mpate revenue yenyewe. Sawa sawa. Basari na Ngikuyus blessed assured Jackie atawapatia basaries. Thank you and thank you and thank you.
Asante, asante kwa kumaliza mapema hata kabla ujibu maswali kadhaa, lakini sawa. George Gikanga kabla tafadhali come forward and always have a look at the watch so that usiseme umekatwa madakika. Thank you. Okay. Watch, look at the camera, talk to the people.
Thank you so much. George Nganga Gikanga, today I present myself to the people of Mwihoko, a great nation, whereby we usually say to the people who are moderating today, you have made a mark and a milestone to Mwihoko society. Because from today, they are going to make informed decision on the type of leader that they want, who is going to take the mantle for the next 5 years. I, George Gikanga, I stand to be the most suitable and the best. Based on, I can present the agendas of Mwihoko without fear, without favor, and bring results home. Secondly, all of us, the candidates who are vying or who are here today, who have presented ourselves to the people of Mwihoko, we are all weapons. And remember, weapons are used to go and deliver a message and then maybe bring some good results. However, not all weapons are useful for some tools. Some are pangas, others are axes, others are knives, and others are guns. I, George Nganga, I am the best gun that befits the duties ahead of us to transform Mwihoko. On matters that have been raised by our moderator, I'm equal to the task of making a transformative decision and bringing results home. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You are most welcome. Kindly, Mary Duta, come forward and quickly sell yourself to the people.
Thank you once more. I, Mary Duta Maina, aka Wagonyoku, Kristo ni Bwana. Niko na chama ya na Kenya Maua, ambayo kiongozi ni Martha Karua. niko mbele yenu kama wananchi wa Mwihoko nikisema kuwa nitafanya kazi na majority leaders kwa sababu ni Mwihoko tumechanganyika, na kila committee nitaweka mmoja wa majority. Public utilities, nimesema mnipatie kazi, nitaweza kushikana na wenye mashamba tuone zimebaki wapi, na katika zile mashamba ambazo tutaweza kupata pale nitaweka generating revenues, kwa sababu nitateua moja ambao tutatengeneza soko mahali pale. Ile ingine ni mambo ya boda boda. Watu wa boda boda tunawapenda sana kwa sababu nyinyi ndiye mmekuwa mkitubeba, mimi nabebangwa na nyinyi zaidi. Nitafanya kushikana na nyinyi, alafu niwaunganishe tuweze kujua tutakaa namna gani kwa kila kikundi, na vile mtakuwa na security jema. Ile ingine ni about our centers. Keriri, Kizito, 46, 160, kuote kama mimi ambaye anawaomba kura, najua kuote, na nitaweza kushikana na nyinyi ili tuweze kudevelop hizo centers. Ile ingine, kwa nini nafikiria media mzuri sana? Mimi nafikiria mimi naweza kwa sababu nimekuwa nikitumikia wananchi bure. Asante sana, munipe kula zenu.
Thank you so much. Mr. Rufus, please come over. Make sure you give the best. Tell the residents why they should vote you in regards to those particular items I've outlined. Thank you.
Wananchi wa Mwihoko kupigia Rufus Mwangi Mwenyere kura. Chapa ni TSP, ni kuchagua kiongozi ambaye ataangalia masuala yote ya the minorities ambao nitawatreat with equal measures na hao wengine wote. Kuchagua Rufus Mwangi Mwenyere chama ni TSP ni kuchagua kiongozi ambaye atalinda mali ya umma kwa njia ifaayo, secure them with fencing, titles, na pia kuiweka katika land trustee wa Mwihoko. Kuchagua Rufus Mwangi Mwenyere ni kuhakikisha Mwihoko generate its own revenue through empowerment of groups ili waweze kukuwa na income generating projects. Kuchagua Rufus Mwangi Mwenyere ni kuhakikisha centers have orderliness, transport sectors have orderliness. I will work closely with the relevant county planning department to ensure that orderliness is brought afloat in our ward. Pigia Rufus Mwangi Mwenyere kiongozi ambaye ni mwadilifu mkakamavu, kiongozi ambaye hana conflict of interest, atasafu wananchi wote equal na wote watanufaika. Rufus Mwangi Mwenyere, chaguo la wote.
Thank you Mr. Rufus. Asante sana. Sasa tumebaki na mmoja anaitwa Bwana Kiara. I almost denied you this chance because when I asked the question last time uliamua kujiuza. Sasa nilikuwa nafikiri nikuruke. Sawa tu. Jiuze mara ya pili.
Thank you. Mwihoko, I look at you at the face and tell you you are the best candidates at hand. Make an informed, wise choice. I present myself to you this evening. I've outlined my qualifications, my experience, my skills in serving you. Kenya was best managed under an economist called Kibaki. Here comes another economist from Mwihoko. Please cast your vote wisely to me and you will never regret. This team that my competitors that I have this evening, Mwihoko residents, I want to tell you, they are failed even to present a small document called a manifesto to sell themselves to you, of which this evening when I'm Mwihoko, I still present the same documents to my PA. Please pick them and give to the residents to tell them what I've documented for them, what is in store for you. I'm ready to serve you. The minorities, I come from my minority, you will not be discriminated. The majority, you will be equally represented. When a youth, you will be equally represented. Thank you very much. Please choose Mr. Wilfred Mwenda Kiara to be your next MCA in Mwihoko Ward on 9th of August. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This was not in order for him to start distributing when you are speaking and when the process of the debate is on. Kindly.
Hello. Tafadhali, Benson Kiari has not sold himself. Yes, kindly, tafadhali jiuze na jiuze sawasawa.
Asante sana. Mimi nimebeba manifesto, tafadhali afterwards zipeanwe kindly. Hamjambo wana Mwihoko. My name is Benson Jongi Kiarie, MCA candidate of Tujibebe wa Kenya Party. Niko namba 4 kwa ballot na nyenyekea nikiwaomba kura zenyu na support na maombi. Why do we want to become an MC of Mwihoko? I've been in around in Mwihoko. If you go through my manifesto, it's talking about nyumba 10. I'll be involving the community. Mwihoko doesn't need a manager. It needs a community leader. It needs somebody mwenye is accessible to the people. Somebody who will listen to the people on the ground. People of Mwihoko, na waomba kura zenyu. Mukini elect pale, one thing I will do is to identify the open spaces in Mwihoko. Then from there, we lobby, we fence them. When I talk about free daycare, it's all about lobbying. Mwihoko people wamekuwa wakiteseka, wamama wetu wamekuwa wakiteseka. We'll work one-on-one with the people with free daycare, with the daycares, and we come with combine. Then we build social halls. It's where it will go. People of Mwihoko, na waomba kura zenyu, na maombi, na support, elect Benson Jongi Kiarie Tujibebe wa Kenya Party, number 4 on the ballot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for having come to this particular debate. We are really glad that you participated. The candidates have participated, and thank you so much for your participation. The population of Mwihoko is here, and they came specifically to listen to you so that they can make an informed decision. And today, I can assure you, many of these people, just like me, have gotten a particular candidate of their choice on the date of 9th. For me, it is to say thank you so much, since we organized and you accepted to come and participate in trying to see that Mwihoko grows to a different level. Thank you, and thank you again, and good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. A hot night it is, right? Thank you so much, candidates, for your time. It's been a privilege to know most of. It's funny that I'm from where I don't know you, but I thank God that I've been able to actually listen to you guys articulate your issues. And I'm happy that it has been a debate about issues, because that is what we want. It's about issues, it's never personal. Because politics is here today, tomorrow I'm here. So what we are looking at is a peaceful election, now and even after the elections. So thank you so much even for the people of Mwihoko, for the decorum that you've given unto us. We thank you, and we believe that you've been given a rare opportunity to actually listen and make a decisive decision. Thank you, and may God bless you, and good night to all of you.
Good evening. We are grateful for accepting our invite. As the chairman had indicated, we had more than 2,000 questions. And I can tell you the questions were many. We couldn't handle with the time frame we had. Thank you for those who, for the aspirants or candidates. We are grateful, and for the decorum. And whoever wins, we wish you all the best. God bless. Back to you, Chairman.
I also really appreciate, as the person chairing this process, I feel very, very proud this evening that we have conducted ourselves so well, with a lot of decorum. We have been peaceful. We have not had issues. as we had anticipated. Now, there's a very small process that we have to do now. Once we received the questions, we went through them and we picked 5 thematic areas as a management group. And we said we were going to prepare a small covenant for these people to sign. Because we know, we are convinced that whoever is going to be our next MCA is seated here now. It is not anyone out there. And I can confirm to you, all of you, that you have performed very well. You have actually given us insights that we did not expect. So we really appreciate you for that. So we'll give you this charter. It is very brief. I will read it out to the rest of the group. It has a section for you to sign. The expectation is that after this process, we shall be able to follow up with whoever wins and ask them, please tell us, because we have set benchmarks within this covenant, how far have you gone in realizing the objectives that we set ourselves out when we started this journey? So we shall ask you to sign and hand them back to the secretariat. And as you do that, I'll be reading them out, so maybe you'll join me in reading them to the rest of the group. Pass one, don't be selfish. You know, all these are our friends. That is why we talk this freely. So the charter reads as such. They'll put their name there. They are enough, I hope. Oh, they are enough. Okay, perfect. I, an MCA candidate from Mwihoko Ward in the forthcoming general elections, scheduled for August 9, 2022, do swear and commit to the following upon my victory. 1, someone is speaking. Now this is the culmination of this process. That I shall support and pursue the public petitions submitted to the government authorities in areas of fresh and clean water, electricity supply, and upgrade of Mwihoko's administrative hierarchy to a full division, 2 locations, and an additional sub-location. I think that is quite clear. Then 2, that I shall liberate, secure, protect, and avail for use all available public utility spaces in Mwihoko Ward. That is also pretty clear. Then 3, that I shall constitute an all-inclusive government team that encompasses fair representation of all Mwihoko sub-areas to ensure fair and equitable distribution of resources secured for the ward from the county and other sources. So what we are saying in short is that the MCA that shall be elected on the 9th of August should not constitute his implementation team from those people who are singing praises for him only. They should be able to sit down, look at Mwihoko as a whole, and pick representation of the people who will be implementing his manifesto or her manifesto from all the corners of Mwihoko. Is that clear? Please. Then 4, that I shall be calling routine public forums on a quarterly basis to update the residents on the progress of the implementation of my development manifesto. That means after every 3 months. That is what quarterly means. They will be calling us, whoever will win will be calling us, either in forums like this, because these are like stakeholders. Because all of you here represent civil society groups, churches, and whatever. So what we expect is that after every 3 months, whoever wins will be constituting forums like this, so that they update us on the progress they have made, any challenges that they could be facing, and if there are any areas of collaboration that they need our support in. Because what we are saying is that whoever wins, we shall not stand aside and watch him or her fail. We are saying that we are prepared as residents to work with the winner, to realize the objectives that we have set for ourselves. 5, and lastly, that I shall engage state and non-state actors directly using the officially provided 4 channels to pursue, advocate, and champion public resources provision for Mwihoko Ward. That is quite a mouthful, it's quite comprehensive, and it captures quite many areas. Then lastly, by appending my signature on this document, I hereby commit to engage every effort within my power to ensure full implementation of the above charter. Further allow the residents, this is now the meat of it, so listen here very carefully. I further allow the residents of Mwihoko to explore possible remedial mechanisms against me in case of negligence of duty, unprecedented failure to perform, or blatant abdication of my core responsibilities. And it ends there. Because we are not allowed to clap, I know you would have almost clapped for this document. So please sign it and forward it to us. Sorry? The witness is ourselves. We are the secretariat. You just sign. You want to consult your lawyer? That is all we shall report. Only one candidate is reading the document. He seems to have something he hasn't understood, but I'm sure he's signing. Now, as we come to the end, you know, Aro is a comedian, eh? Oh, eh. Sorry, just a minute. Let me get this document first. Thank you. They are in safe custody of the Secretariat. Let me read the next steps, then I'll allow you to say what you want to say. We are done with the charter. I just want to revisit the objectives for today so that we confirm whether we have realized the objectives or not. One, we had anticipated to link the candidates with residents in a formal forum. Have we done that? Was our forum formal? Perfect. Two, we were to provide a forum and a podium for candidates to espouse their vision for Mwihoko. Have we done that? For all of them, isn't it? Then three, we were to inculcate through our moderators, inculcate a culture of oneness and peaceful campaigns. Did all of them commit to peaceful campaigns? Perfect. Then lastly, we were to provide the residents with the folder for determining their next MCA. Have we done that? For those that are here and the ones who are outside? Thank you. Now, after doing that, we will get to getting some vote of thanks from two sides. Martha here will pass a vote of thanks on our behalf. And then the candidates will consult to give us one of them to pass a vote of thanks. They have told us that they are friends, so they will do that very, very easily. And once that is done, we shall pray and then depart. But one last rejoinder I want to mention. One last rejoinder please consult silently. Yeah? One last rejoinder I want to mention is that, by the way, this process was very expensive for us. We did not meet the budget as we had planned, so we are still in short of resources. There are some suppliers of services and goods who are still waiting to be paid. So if you still have a contribution that you wish to make, our treasurer, able treasurer is here. You can either do it in cash or via M-Pesa. So after doing that, do I listen to Evans? You had something to say?
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the process as a resident, but I also want to be the devil's advocate. Our aspirants have made to append a signature to a document, which some of them were a bit hesitant, others were very fast in signing, but I still feel they should have been given time to consult and also comprehend what is in a document that they were not private to in advance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evans. Let's not get there. Your concern is well noted and observed. I will ask Martha to come and pass a vote of thanks. Oh, you have changed. Okay. So, my brother here will pass a vote of thanks. And then I know you have consulted and agreed, and you will give us one of you. James Kamau, thank you and congratulations. I just want to appreciate, before Godfrey passes a vote of thanks, I want to appreciate 3 people. One, the groups that sent you here. When we sent the letters to them, they followed the instructions to the letter. We appreciate that. Madam OCS Caro, I don't know whether she has left or she's still around. She has been very supportive of this process. At some point, our detractors accused us of running an illegal activity, but we had reported according to the law, the way we know it, because we had a lawyer in our team. Then lastly, I want to appreciate you candidates, you that found it necessary to come and spend your time with us. We are very, very grateful. And we wish you all the best in your campaigns. From today, all of us will make a decision on who to support. Thank you so much.
Wana Mwihoko, good evening. I should say Mwihoko family because we are all the members of the same family. So, my name is Godfrey Warongo again, and I'm here to thank every stakeholder. So, I want to take this opportunity to thank the candidates. The candidates they are not now aspirants, they are candidates. So, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge your support and for even availing yourself today. So, I want also to take this opportunity to thank our moderators and thank you for asking the questions and also coming up with the questions. I know they covered various areas. I also want to thank the media team. They have done a good job. I've just received a report that all the social media platforms that we expected to air the event, they were clear and audible. So thank you so much. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the committee, which was formulated through the partnership between MRA and Sauti ya Vijana. It has taken, I was part of that committee, and it has really taken a lot of hours. You know, we used to meet even at night to make this event a success. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the leadership and management and ownership of this facility. Yes, they have really stopped their daily routine to serve us today and to give back to the community. I also want to recognize our sponsors through their personal capacity and also the organizations, in particular, among many others. I thank Textra for giving us the internet, Pictures Films for organizing the media, Riverside TV, and all Mwihoko residents for even contributing. This is it was a public funded event, and Mwihoko residents gave their resources, their ideas. I want to thank them. Thank you so much. This is your event and you've made it success. It's successful because of your guidance and support. I want to thank community leaders, yes, who are represented here and those who are not represented. I want to thank them, the religious leaders, mosque, boda guys, schools, and the general public. I also thank security team led by our able OCS for giving us enough security. And all the institutions, Kiriri, Kizito, we we requested them to participate, and they offered their resources and support. And I also want to thank the Almighty God. You know, it's not through our able power or our great resources, but it's only through the hand of God. I want to make an appeal to Mwihoko residents. You've heard our leaders, and I hope now you are well informed to make your decision. Thank you so much.
Si unaona vile tutakuwa? We are very humble. We are working together. Mimi naitwa James Kamau Bodhe. Niko kwa ballot paper, I'm in number 7. Hebu niseme, we want to thank God for this opportunity that He has given unto us. It's not easy. We thank Him for even good day. We thank Him for life. We thank Him for what He has done for us, and even for Mwihoko as a whole. We thank Him because He has brought us this far. He has given us this area to live, to manage it, and to leave it for our children and for our children's children. We thank God for that. Thank you for our moderators. Thank you for the questions you have been asking us. Thank you because we are preparing us to be good managers of this area or this ward. Thank you, our MC, plus the committee. You have done a very good job. May God bless you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for those who contributed for this faction. Thank you for those who didn't. They have arrived here. You have been with us. We thank God for everything. Thank you even for our able candidates. We say whoever will win will remain here in Mwihoko. We will work with you. We will be communicating with you. May God bless you so much. As we leave this place, we also want to thank the members of this hotel. They have served us well. They have kept the room clean. Everything has been good. So we thank them. For the security of this Mwihoko, we thank you because we have been having a good day. You have taken care of us. And I know you will continue to take care of Mwihoko residents, not only necessarily when we have debate. We don't want to be hearing criminals disturbing us down there. If we want to go to sleep, we sleep well. Whereas you work, because that is your work, and you chose to do it. May God bless you so much. Thank you.
So much, James. Maybe before you sit, I am told that there is a peace photo that is supposed to be taken and circulated to all social media platforms in Mwihoko to confirm that you have committed to engaging in peaceful campaigns during and even after the election. So you will hold hands, and raise them up. You will hold your hands and raise them up. Meanwhile, we can have a religious leader prepare to end the session for us with prayer. This photo will be highly circulated, very widely circulated. Mtazipata tu kwa mitandao.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Ningeomba tutulie kidogo tuweze kuomba ili tuweze kukamilisha ibada ya siku ya leo. Asanteni sana wagombea wetu, Mungu wabariki. Wacheni tuombe. Our dear Heavenly Father, in the precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we want to thank you. We want to honor you even for the privilege. Thank you, dear Lord, for each and every candidate that he has presented his or her manifesto, Lord, unto us. Lord, even to the community of these great people of Mwihoko. How we pray, Heavenly Father, that from this day onward, O God, you shall give us the wisdom and the way to do things in the right manner. We want to commit them, Lord, unto your able hands, O God. Wanapoendelea Bwana kuendelea Bwana kwa sababu ya uwajibikaji wa taifa hili na haswa kijiji chetu cha Mwihoko, Bwana tunawakabidhi kwako Mfalme. Asante ni kwa sababu ni mwema na wewe ni mwaminifu. Tunaomba Bwana ya kwamba ukaweze kuwalinda. Tunaomba Bwana ukaweze Mfalme kuenenda pamoja na wao. Wanapokuita Bwana kuwasikie. Wanapokulilia Mungu ukaweze kuwasikia. Tukutukuza ni kwa sababu ya kijiji hiki Mfalme Bwana na kila mkaji wa Mwihoko Mfalme. Tunajua kwamba una makusudi mema kwa ajili ya wetu na taifa letu Mfalme. Na tunakabidhi Bwana shughuli ambazo ni za uchaguzi mikononi mwako Mfalme. Tukifika tamati wa kila kipindi, utukufu na sifa ni kwa jina lako. Tukupenda na tukuinua Mfalme. Tunapofungukana Bwana, tunaomba Mfalme ukenene na kila mmoja wetu ambao Bwana ametoka mbali na ametoka karibu. Neema zako Bwana ziwe pamoja nasi. Na kutupatana siku nyingine Bwana katika ushindi. Bwana tutalibariki na kulinua jina lako, ni kwa sababu ni mwema na wewe ni mwaminifu. Tukuomba kwa haya machache tukiamini ya kwamba Mfalme umetusikia na utazidi Bwana kuwa pamoja na sisi kwa utukufu wa jina lako. Na ni kwa jina safi la Bwana wetu Yesu Kristo tumeomba na pia tumeamini, kila mmoja aseme amen. May the Lord bless you and shalom. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are all dispersed to have a home in peace.